Welcome back, fellas. Since I seem to be doing this now, this is a genre here on the channel. Pokemon Presents, Pokemon Direct. I'm obligated to check out this mini Presents. They dropped today. I haven't seen this yet. Hopefully you haven't either. Let's check it out. The Pikachu sound effects, as always, loud as shit. I'll turn that down just a little bit. Because, my God, and I have a headache today, too, so it's like a knife right in the fucking ears, you know?
Hi, Pokemon trainers. I'm Chris Brown from the Pokemon Company International.
No relation.
Today, I'm excited to share details about the 2020...
Hopefully it's about more than just that. I mean, I would assume there's going to be Legend ZA details in here. They're probably going to cover some of the stuff that... did it leak about Pokemon Unite, or did they reveal it formally? Well, I already know the news about Pokemon Unite, so bring it back.
We are once again...
That shirt goes hard as fuck. Available now on PokemonCenter.com for like $69.99.
Thrilled.
Seriously, they way overcharge on apparel. It's insane.
The Pokemon Scarlet.
I'm really tempted to skip
Let's
this
take
part.
a
Jesus
first
Christ.
Look at this who can prove themselves as the best will earn incredible prizes.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate esports. Even when it's Pokemon, I can't stand esports. I can't stand tournaments. I can't stand this pro nonsense. And I'll be doing a video about that probably very soon. So this to me is just, it's such hypnosis. This is like peak capitalism, you know?
Champions line.
It's a nice looking
Alongside
jacket,
our
though, I'll say that.
competitors, we expect...
Am I saying that I would never compete in something of this? Maybe. But I don't think it should be encouraged. I certainly don't think it should be as mainstream as it is.
Pokemon fans to come
But this is
celebrate
really just a
together
commercial
and
because this is
enjoy
happening in
tons
like
of
a
new
month.
activities.
God, someone get me the early life on this guy. You know he's got a little bald spot in the back of his head. Okay, finally, literally anything else.
On this island?
Oh, good. Pokemon Concierge. Cool. You know, now that I think about it, they just did this like 4 months ago. I just did this. Deja vu. I feel like, you know, why another
Pokemon
one?
to have as much fun as they'd like. No, I just...
See, okay. Would a Diglett be fuzzy? This is kind of like, it brings up like Scarlet and Violet, like the textures of the Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. Like, yeah, definitely a lot of Pokemon would have fur, like Psyduck's a duck, so downy feathers and whatever. But then, like, I don't know, Diglett with fur looks weird to me. I guess it's supposed to be a mole, which are technically mammals. But I don't know, Diglett with fur just looks weird.
Are you okay?
Thanks, I'm fine. Kent?
Romance in my Pokemon? It's gonna be like her brother or something. Watch.
Haru?
Oh yeah, that guy's totally her ex. No.
Oh, it's her dad. Oh, it is. Romance in my Pokemon?
Moving here helped a lot. Working actually makes me happy, and I can work harder too.
That's just propaganda. That is Japanese workforce propaganda. Work is, it's so fulfilling. I love work. I love working.
How long have you and Celio known each other, Dan?
For about 15 years now.
I married her. That Celio's my wife. And before you say I'm weird for saying that, Pokemon did it first.
It gave me such good memories and so much happiness.
Are we gonna have death in our Pokemon? Dude, human death in our Pokemon? Why do I feel like he's gonna be dead by the end of the episode, and it's gonna like show Celio like jumping in the sunset or something? Okay, I mean,
Onward to a brand new day.
you can't be mad about this. I think I've said this exact same thing 3 times now. Weird that they didn't release it over the summer. It seems like a really summer-coded kind of show.
My name is Peter Lord, the co-founder and creative director at Aardman Animation Studio in Bristol, England.
We're making Gromit a Pokemon. Are they still talking about Pokemon content? Is there another? How many stop-motion series do you need, Pokemon?
Series.
If I had a nickel for every time Pokemon decided to introduce stop-motion series, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. We need Leica now, right? That's the Coraline people. We need the holy trinity of stop-motion studios. so specific. I mean, sure, why not? I get it's just assuming. Okay, I remember this guy. He's been in the last couple. This guy, I don't remember his hair being this gray though. I think I'm pretty sure I said this exact same thing last time. I'm not gonna go watch my old video to check, but this guy looks like he's like 22 and like 50 at the same time, and the gray hair is completely throwing me off. I mean, to be fair, I have a couple strands of gray, like individual strands, so, you know, by all means, maybe he's young and just happened to go gray early. Maybe it's stressful working for Pokemon. I don't know. You tell me. I'm just saying. I believe Pokemon already, either they had an app, or they still have the Pokemon TV app or website or whatever. I would not be surprised if Pokemon launched its own streaming service within the next 3 years. I'm kind of surprised they haven't gone that route already. I think they're releasing a bunch of media on other platforms so that they can take the licenses for them and bring it to a centralized Pokemon app.
To share the latest information about Pokepark Kanto. Please have a look.
This might be a skip, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not going to Japan anytime soon. This gives me the feeling of like I'm supposed to be like an investor watching this. You know what I mean? There is the fucking goblin himself, Masuda.
So Pokemon will always be, and where people and Pokemon...
Did they... What is this fucking set? Did they have to, like, build this fake liminal space nature set just for Masuda to give an interview? A 3/4 interview where he's, like, not even facing the camera? This is the weirdest shit.
Have fun
This
together.
feels like a bad
That
dream.
wish prompted us.
You want to catch the rarest Pokemon? You better jump out of a fucking plane. I joke, but people would absolutely do that. Pokemon Go, I believe, is now owned by a company that, like, has a major hand in funding the Saudi Arabian government. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that. I'm going to keep mentioning it whenever Pokemon Go is a subject of discussion. I just think that's funny. I'm not even mad about it. It's just fucking funny. Crap. Then there's gonna be something about cafe, and then it's gonna. I kind of get the flow of these at this point. See, again, I'm not mad about it. Pokemon Cafe is like one of the most harmless games out there. Oh yeah, Pokemon Sleep exists. I would say annual reminder that Pokemon Sleep exists, but they're doing 2 of these a year now, I guess. Pretty soon it's going to be the quarterly Pokemon report. Got to keep those investors happy. Is Pokemon even publicly traded? I know Nintendo is. I'm not going to... If Pokemon ever becomes publicly traded, or even over-the-counter, Pokemon Company International, fucking invest in that shit. Oh, are you kidding me? I'd ape into like fucking 50 shares or something. 100%. There it is, my main thing right now, apparently. So I might as well say this now. I don't know where else I'd talk about this, other than on a stream or something. Latios is out right now. It's definitely strong, and I feel like it's going to get a couple small nerfs, but after all the initial waves of like complaining, it seems like it's also very easy to kill. It's a true glass cannon. I'm kind of more worried about what Latias does as a supporter. And the interactions between the two of them. They buff each other, like, passively.
4th anniversary. A new type of battle, electrode volleyball.
I was just playing this today, by the way. This shit's fun as fuck. I'll admit it.
Will be available after this broadcast ends.
Oh, there's a code. Nice. Oh, nice. Pawmo, whatever. Sure. Why not? I have no strong feelings either way about Pawmi. Well, you know what? Okay, here. Where is it? I do have one thing to say about the Pawmot line. It's certainly not the worst of Gen 9. They're kind of generic. My only problem is you don't need 3 of them. You could very easily just have 2 of these. You could cut the middle one out altogether. That's my only problem. Like, look at the right here. I don't know if my mouse is on screen. It should be. Look at this, and then look at this. You don't need this. You don't need this. You don't need it. What does that do? Nobody cares about Black and White, Surge, or whatever the hell they're called. Everyone's waiting to scalp the fuck out of this. You gotta be fast to get these cards. By the way, if you like card opening stuff, on my second channel that I'm just really starting to use for stuff, Dusk Premium EX, not necessarily strictly inspired by the EX and Pokemon cards. If you like that content, go on over there. Subscribe. I need people over there. Do it. Right now. What are you waiting for? Alright, mobile version. Let's see. What is this, like Pokemon brain training? If your kid fails, you ship him off to fucking summer school. His grades need to go up. This looks like the kind of... This is like one of those fake games that you see in, like, advertisements. And they're like, what if we made that? Let's make the fake games. The fuck am I looking at? I'm not mad about this, but why does this exist? Is this just like a data farm game? Is this just like another game that exists for like little micro... Like, what is the point of this? I'm not even trying to be cynical. It's not even like, oh, it looks terrible, it looks stupid. I mean, this is, well, there's a couple games like this. Lumosity or Luminosity. It's like little brain training, little mini games for your phone, whatnot. This just seems like a Pokemon version of that. And my only question, just why? In fact, don't quote me on this. I don't have it downloaded, but I'm pretty sure their icon is a light bulb, which Pokemon is. I feel like this app exists because of the logo. Like, somebody thought, what if a light bulb, but instead of the inner coil, it was Pikachu's tail. And they were like, make an app out of that. This just seems like one of those, this is like a game or an app that like 10 years from now, some YouTube video essay talking about Pokemon is going to like bring up for like 10 seconds and be like, oh yeah, and remember when Pokemon Friends was a thing? It's like made to be a passing thought a decade from now. I'm sure that'll be nice. First of all, it's a little too late. I'm assuming Gen 10 will be coming sooner than later at this point. And so, why, unless you already have not played Gen 9, would you bother replaying it in this way? I have a lot to say about, well, Pokemon in general and lots of aspects of it. But in terms of Gen 9, like, I don't completely hate it. I don't think the performance was the biggest issue for me. Pokemon games have been buggy since Gen 1, in different ways, 2D versus 3D, right? Performance versus coding, that kind of thing. Again, it's just, and I don't know, I feel like I'm like one of the few people still saying this, and you should be saying this if you care about Pokemon. It's the fact that you don't have all the Pokemon in there. It's the, you know, and then I guess there's the Stadium game, right? What was it called? Champions, right? Maybe they'll talk about that. But, I don't know, man. Like, again, as far as performance goes, like, people were so, even if we didn't have Champions, and we don't even know that Champions will have all the Pokemon, maybe they'll touch on that here. And if it doesn't, then, like, what's the point anyway, as I said in the last video. But, people were willing to forgive not having all the Pokemon if the performance, it's like, why? Well, then you might as well just have a strictly single-player experience, because the whole point of Pokemon, after you beat the game, is multiplayer. It's PvP. You're meant to train teams of Pokemon, i.e. whatever Pokemon you want to use to battle other people. So, it's whatever. Just don't care anymore. Well, I do care, but how much can you care, right? Okay, see, this I can get behind. That I can get behind. I liked doing the shiny hunts when they had the red, green, and blue themed ones a couple months back.
At the same time.
So I'll have to write this down. Oh, here we go. Okay. Tell me what I want to hear. This could be a make it or break it announcement right here. I will say, right off the bat, I like the art style better in this. It looks closer to, like, Sword and Shield had a lot of problems, but as far as being the first 3D mainline game, the art style was more consistent with the concept art. Whereas, like, Scarlet and Violet, the humans just look so weird in that, and this looks like a bit of a return to form. Definitely a bit more, a weird mouth. She's, like, pursing her lips, like, kind of weird like that, but definitely looks more like your traditional Pokemon style here. That's what, like, I was talking about textured Pokemon before. I don't mind if Pokemon have texture to them. Like, Scizor there looked kind of shiny and metallic. I don't mind some of that. But the humans should still, like, their proportions and their shapes and their overall design are still very cartoony, so I don't mind if you make them look more realistic, but otherwise you border into, like, Detective Pikachu, the movie, territory.
Pokemon partners to join the action by linking with Pokemon Home, or you can find new partners to battle alongside you right away from within Pokemon Champion.
So those are either rentals or catchable Pokemon. I'm pretty sure I touched on that in the last video. We learned that. Having Pokemon... Well, we'll see if they contradict what I'm about to say. But linking to Pokemon Home, to me... Well, I was going to say it would imply that all the Pokemon are usable. But then again, like Scarlet and Violet link to Pokemon Home, and they don't have all the Pokemon in them, so it's not like that means anything. Looks like there's an in-game currency. I'm assuming you would use that to get held items. If you look on the top right there, 4,000 V-Bucks. Pokemon V-Bucks.
Battles and double battles.
I will say, I don't really care about triple battles or rotation battles, but seeing as how this is a dedicated battle sim, you should add that and free-for-alls, dude. Online random free-for-alls, and not the way that they worked in Sun and Moon, but like last one standing free-for-alls, would be fun as fuck.
Offers ways to make raising your Pokemon more flexible and convenient than ever.
See, this is good. This should, I'll be honest, this should just be in the main games. This shouldn't be relegated to a special feature in this particular game. Maybe this will be in Gen 10. I will say, you transfer your Pokemon in, you can change your stats, IVs, and natures like right off the bat. See, look. See on the bottom right there, stat, alignment, modest. So you can change their natures. This is EVs. I don't know if they called it that officially inside the game, but stat points, so that's EVs. I'm assuming
Choose
IVs.
your Pokemon moves that interest you. Then train your Pokemon to make the most of them.
And I know, like, and here's the thing, right? So, it sucks that all the work that you would do breeding or catching a Pokemon with the right nature is becoming less valuable. Because, trust me, I've done, like, actual breeding in these games for a long time. But, frankly, I would rather have this. Save me the time. I want to spend more time battling, not building the actual team. Because when I was the most heavily into online battles that I've been in the last, like, 10 years was Gen 7. And granted, there was a lot of ease of quality of life changes to make things easier. It still took so goddamn long to get a full team of 6 set up the way you wanted.
Recruit and train to easily enjoy.
The only thing I don't like, though, is that... See, look here. It looks like it costs points to do every little thing. And I don't know... Like, I don't get why do that at all. I guess so that you have something to work towards to keep you engaged with the game. But at the same time, it should just kind of be free. Because if you're like me, let's say I transfer over all the teams that I have in Gen 7, and I want to put them in Champions so I can use my full teams. If I want to change anything, and I shouldn't have to, because most of them are bred a certain way, and they're all set up. But let's say I wanted to change... Let's say you had, like, completely freshly caught Pokemon that you wanted to use, like, all shinies with bad natures and shit. If you didn't have enough V-point things here, right, you wouldn't be able to do that until you grind it out. So that's a little annoying, especially because the whole point of this is to battle.
Plan to release in 2026.
I mean, I'm don't get me wrong. I'm definitely going to check that out. And I want to see if it has some single-player content like Battle Revolution or something, or Stadium, right? Like a little bit of single-player content, but frankly, that's perfect. And the only problem I have with that is the idea that it's a live service game, so it's like, okay, does that end eventually? And then now you have to transfer your pool of Pokemon to Pokemon Champions 2, or whatever the next iteration of dedicated battle sim is. Or, what if this ends up just being like a one-off experiment that doesn't stick? Because, and I've talked about this in the past, and I'm going to make a huge video at some point. I always say, I'm going to make this, I'm going to make that. Trust me, guys, there's so much shit planned. Half of it I'm working on, half of it's conceptual. Stay with me, okay? Just subscribe. This is a good time to tell you to subscribe, okay? That being said, Pokemon needs to commit to that model. You need to have a dedicated battle simulator in perpetuity. Like, from now on, you need that. Before this starts, they're going to show us some Mega Evolutions or something, I'm sure. But, like, Nature Mints, I don't know if Pokemon Champions is going to change the way this works, right? Where it'll be a permanent change instead of just, like, a temporary overwriting of certain data within Champions, but then once you transfer back to home, it undoes itself. How hard can it be to change little bits of that data packet so that it's a permanent change? Speaking with ignorance here, I don't know how they code things, but I feel like it's got to be possible, right? Surely, certainly, right? Alright, here's the real meat and potatoes. You bet your ass I'm going to be playing this shit when it comes out. The real question is, before we get anything new revealed, the real question is, will I have a Switch 2 or not by the time this comes out? It is on Switch 1, but I'm assuming it's going to perform way worse. The characters in this game, I'm just looking at them, they're like this weird hybrid between the Scarlet and Violet style of like more realistic looking humans and like Pokemon style. They're like a middle ground between them. They're a little uncanny in a way. They look like real dolls. Except for AZ, who explicitly looks like he was designed in Gen 6. That's, you know. Oh, good. Return of actually good customization, because, whoo, Scarlet and Violet's is absolute shit. It's such shit. Okay, oh, was that a Furfrou wearing a hat? I like that. Dress up your Pokemon and shit. Don't have a trainer, or suddenly Mega Evolving on their own, so you could have, like, raids or boss battles. Right? Okay. Oh, let's see. Oh, we have a new Mega in front of us. I honestly, I didn't even process that that was a new Mega happening. Let's take a look. Okay, I like this, actually. I quite like this because it brings back elements of Dragonair with the gems there. Let's take a look at this, since this is new. I like this does what a lot of some of the best Megas do, in that it doesn't actually change that much, but just adds just the right amount of extras, right? I really like the wing ears. That's a very nice design. So for the first new Mega that I'm seeing, at least, I really like that. It also seems to have a longer tail, too, with that gem on it. I like that. Okay. Nothing else new there that I saw. But, oh well, I skipped it. Hold on. But, boys, hold on. Wait for it. Confirmation that one of the best Megas, I mean, I'm assuming all the Megas are back, but based Mega Bayonet. Let's go. Why are they specifying Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, though? That's...
Pokemon Legends ZA.
What do you mean
We'd
by
like
that?
to introduce this game's new story, which takes...
The Nintendo Switch 1 Edition has no Mega Evolutions. We couldn't fucking program them right. Like, ideally, I'd like to get this on the new console. Which character you beat will depend on the appearance you choose for yourself. Does that mean if you choose a boy, you get the boy guy? If you choose a girl, you get the girl? Because I'm gonna be real, I might have to play as a girl.
Bane or Tawny. Z's objective is to protect the city of Lumiose.
Oh, cool. Pokemon Eco. Ah, sweet, Lois. Pokemon Eco Terrorists.
Lumiose City with this crew.
Are these descendants of Gen 6? It doesn't seem like it takes place that far apart. What if like this game is like if Lysander had won in X and Y? That's what I feel like they're low-key kind of implying. Very nice.
Looks.
Oh, two-tone.
Two-tone. However they would like as they stroll around the city.
Listen, customization is a great thing in any game, for the most part. Like, X and Y, I think, had some of the best outfits to this... Well, Sword and Shield had some pretty good ones, if I'm being honest. Sword and Shield and X and Y had some of the best customization, which is really funny because they're only like 2 out of, what, like 5 or 6 games that have technically had customizations. Like, Gen 7's customization fucking sucked. What was there wasn't terrible, but they needed some other options than just short sleeve shit and, like, shorts. I guess Legends Arceus was okay. It was very period-specific stuff, but it wasn't bad. I wonder if they'll introduce, kind of like how Legends Arceus added Enamorus, and, was Enamorus the only new thing? I think it was, but I'd like to see some new Pokemon added too, even if it's only like 1 or 2. That'd be kind of cool.
Emma, the best detective in Lumiose, will ask you to help with her detective work.
Was that like Looker's daughter? Gaming chair spotted in the back there. It looks like it performs so much better.
Mabel
It looks
is
so
the acting
smooth, like
director of
buttery
the
smooth.
Pokemon Research Lab.
On Switch 2 at least,
By
specifically.
catching distinctive Dragonair-like features, like...
Hey, listen, that was an easy one to include, and I'm glad they got it right. The only thing I don't like, and I'm looking at it from this angle, is I feel like its horn could be a little bit bigger, but honestly, it just feels like a nitpick at this point.
Wings on its
I really like its shoulder crests, fluff, whatever you want to call that.
And a pearl
I don't
on
know, it's a few simple changes, and it just looks good.
its tail.
I really
While
like that
tackling
design.
rogue Mega
Watch, they showed us the one good design, and the other new Megas are going to be like absolute poopy.
evolved Pokemon, you'll
I wanna
an
be
ally from
optimistic.
Team
I wanna be
MC at your
optimistic.
side, plus strong bonds with your Pokemon.
So does that mean that they're going to introduce raids and therefore an online co-op component to this? Because I don't think Legends Arceus had anything like that. It was like strictly single player.
Pokemon Legends ZA. coming Thursday, October 16, 2025.
Okay, that gives me some time to get a Switch too. Okay, let me see something. Footage in this game was taken in Legends Switch 2 edition. Please see the official website for more details regarding the differences between the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 versions. I almost said versions. So I'll have to check online, see what the specific differences is. Does the Switch 2 box have all that text on the bottom? Like, why would that not be on the back? Oddly enough, the Switch 1 box, just in terms of aesthetics, looks better, but whatever. If it performs better, I'll try and get it for Switch 2. Hopefully it's not one of those game key cards. Hopefully the whole game is just on the cartridge. Alright, so let's see. Let's see. In the last 10 seconds, they show us a new Mega. No, it's just Pikachu. Okay, Pikachu. Thanks very much. So, yeah, basically everything I expected to be in here. I didn't expect the Pokemon Unite Pawmot reveal, like, instant like that. But hey, whatever. They're releasing 2 new Pokemon every month leading up to, what was it, December, I want to say? They should really keep that schedule if they want to engage that game, especially since they're changing the map and everything. It does sound like a balancing nightmare, but I'm trying to remain somewhat positive, okay? Believe it or not, sometimes I like to be optimistic. I know it doesn't seem like it, but sometimes I do. Basically, everything in here was more or less what I'd expect to see. Didn't expect the Dragonite reveal. I don't know why this couldn't have been a part of the Pokemon Day presentation back in, February? I don't see why this was separate. But thanks for joining me for it.